eating more calories than somebody at my body weight. When let me say I was 144 pounds. Maintenance calories for that person is supposed to be around 2,200 calories. I was eating 3,000 calories a day, and I went from 144 to 137, and today 135. For the past 7 days, I've been hitting macros like this consistently. And I know somebody in the comments is going to jump up and ball, that is baby macros. And yes, while it might be baby macros for somebody over 200 pounds, when I started to check my macros, I was only 144 pounds, give or take. Now, you'd think that eating over 3,000 calories a day would make me gain weight, or at least maintain the 144 pounds that I had. I actually went down close to 10 pounds. After a week of consistently tracking my macros, by Thursday I was down to 137 pounds. Today, Saturday, I'm down to 135 pounds. And it will make you ask the question, what the right? Like, what really going on? Now, as a trainer, I used to consistently tell my clients that you don't want to focus solely on the number on the scale, right? But when it comes to somebody in my case, a stage 4 cancer survivor, I had surgery for multiple ruptures in my lower intestine. The scale becomes more than just a number for somebody like me. It becomes a point of reference. How your body actually functioning, if it functions on a healthy basis or not. Now, if you watch any of my previous videos, you might know that I'm going through some problems with B12 right now. My body not absorbing B12 for some reason or the other. After about a year, we finally get my B12 up from 219, which is scraping the bottom of the barrel, to 750, which is like good, a mid-range, right? But that was done intravenously. We had to bypass my gut for that, and we want to check something called the intrinsic factor, which is a protein in your stomach that actually acts as a transport for the B12. So the B12 don't get digested and absorbed in your stomach. It actually gets absorbed in your lower intestine. And seeing that I have problems with my stomach and lower intestine, it could be the intrinsic factor, because if you don't have a sufficient amount of that, you could eat as much B12 or get as much B12 orally as you want to. It's not going to distribute to the rest of your body. It'll be a waste of time. If it's not that, it have to do something more complicated with digestion. And I honestly think it's leaning more to that level, because to be eating over 3,000 calories a day for close to a week, well, over a week, and to lose close to 10 pounds, that really gets to me. It really messed with my head this week. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, I know I have problems with absorption. I know I have to eat more than the average person. But the thing is, I'm not training right now. So my calorie expenditure not as big as it's supposed to be. So I did some calculations and run through some numbers. It looked like for me to hit maintenance, to maintain, let me say, that 144 pounds that I had before, I will have to eat a surplus of 3,000 calories. I had to eat more like 3,500 calories just to maintain that 144, 145 pounds. And that is without training. That is without accounting for any calorie expenditure through training. That is just to maintain the weight that I have with the most limited amount of movement as possible. And you and I both know that life can't work like that. You have to work, you have to train, you have to keep yourself healthy, because it don't make sense to sedentary. You have to keep your body active. So in order for me to actually train properly and maintain the body weight, or try to gain, let me say, half a pound a month, I might have to eat close to 4,000 or probably over 4,000 calories a day. But that depends on how I'm training. So that game going to have to come in. I'm going to have to think about the way that I train and scale back some sets, scale back, like revamp the whole training scheme that I will usually have for myself. And let me tell you something. I come to terms with the fact that I'm not going to be a bodybuilder years ago. I come to terms with that fact. Satisfied with being a trainer, satisfied with even helping people reach the bodybuilding or powerlifting stage. But I have to eat like a professional bodybuilder daily. and not get the results, not look the part, even have clients questioning you. If you know what you're talking about, how come you still looking like that? Because nobody don't want to hear the underlying factors that you're dealing with, and everybody just want to see results. And when it comes to a trainer, I myself, if you don't look the part, and if you look like you need a trainer yourself, I'm going to not even think about going with you. I'm not going to think about, hey, I'm going to give you my money to train me. I'm not going to sit down with you, have a discussion and try to pick your mind and see what you have in your head. What you have in your head not even working for you. That is the conclusions that people just come to. But the fact of the matter is, I literally going to have to be eating now like a professional bodybuilder. And I used to do that in the past. Right after chemo, when I was my biggest or my heaviest, right, had the most amount of muscle on my frame. Although it wasn't all muscle, I was about 190 pounds. And that's the best I ever feel. But the problem with that is, at that point in time, I was not working. I didn't have a job. And all I would do for the entire day was eat. My whole day was focused around eating. Because in order to maintain the body weight that I had back then, I was eating close to, let me say, 4,000 over calories. Junk calories, like a whole lot of junk, not healthy calories, but I was getting over 4,000 calories, over 200 grams of protein a day. In order to do that, I had to eat every 2 hours on the dot. If I miss a meal, the whole day mess up. And that is how my entire training life going. Like, people, it have some people. I know a guy I used to train with in the gym, right? He is a fitness model. And for the day, this man will eat a box of catch. A catch, if you don't know, is a chocolate bar, right? He will eat an entire box of that. And he will be the leanest, most muscular person that you will ever see. And he will always go on with me. Oh, you just talk about missing meal and you can't miss a meal. And I watch how I just eat and I just look like this and you can't even look like this. I am not you. You are not me. You never faced what I had to face in life. You not even facing now what I facing now. So to measure yourself against me is a disservice to yourself, not even to me. Because if I could keep up with you, then what? But that's besides the point. The point I'm trying to make is, I come to terms with the fact that the goals that I set for myself, because of the things that I had to experience in life through no fault of my own, I come to terms with the fact that I can never achieve them. I will never be able to achieve them. My goal for the past, let me say, 3 to 4 years was just to be the healthiest version of myself. To reach a place where physically and mentally I could support myself, I could do the things I need to do to not be a burden on other people. On Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, I have another scheduled B12 shot to go and get, so I would be able to talk to one of my doctors on Tuesday, but for the most part from today, I'm going to try like pushing the calories over 3,000, like more, like keep the 3,000 as the lowest now. And this is where absorption problems, this is where gut absorption problems really come in and really pose like a threat to your overall system. I have been taking for the past 2 to 3 months D3 with K2, zinc picolinate, KSM 66, magnesium glycinate, creatine, and electrolytes every day. So I don't know, there's reach a point where you're telling yourself, look at all this money I spending, look at all this shit I taken to just try and function like a normal human being, and still again all this pushback from your own body, from your own body. Like, I'm doing everything that I need to do, everything that I'm supposed to do. I'm eating the way that I'm supposed to, I'm eating the foods that I'm supposed to, I'm hitting more calories than somebody at my body weight. When let me say I was 144 pounds. Maintenance calories for that person supposed to be around 2,200 calories. I was eating 3,000 calories a day, and I went from 144 to 137, and today 135. This is the smallest, the lightest I have ever been since probably I was around 22 years old when I started really getting into training and bulking myself up. So it just come full circle. Not a f***ing change. Can you imagine that? All the food, all the meds, all the doctor visits, all the tests, all the medication, everything, and nothing changed. It get worse. The icing on top of that whole cake is the fact that I'm not even training right now. I'm losing that much weight while eating this much calories and I'm not even training. Everybody who not experiencing this want to tell you this, right? Health complicated and you're looking for the answers, and sometimes the answers just take a little longer. It's over a decade now. And no matter how strong you are as a person, it reach a point where it's frustrating. It's just frustrating. Like you don't know where to turn. You don't know the amount of doctors you went to, the amount of medication they put you on, the amount of visits you had, the right foods you're eating, the right supplements you're taking. Everything that you as a person could do right, you're doing right. And things just going from bad to worse. It's just sounding like a venting, and possibly I am. Possibly I just want to tell myself that it has somebody outside there, at least one person, who might hear this message and think they're not alone, but the bigger picture is possibly I just want to vent. I need to get this out. Because who else are going to tell? Times like this, it really feel like surviving and all that. It ain't all that it got out to be. And what people make it out to be. You know, you hear that you survive, you pass cancer, you're good now. Yeah, you could. Life going back to normal. Life will ever go back to normal. Well, at least for me it didn't. I just gradually keep on getting worse and worse and worse. Until we're here. Eating almost double the amount of calories I need to for somebody at my body weight and still losing weight drastically like this. And where's the other option? The only options is eat more food or literally waste away. Like Tom Hanks said in that one movie he was in that one time, life is like a box of chocolate. Sometimes you open the box and you don't realize that shit does look like chocolate and you have a box of shit until you taste it. And I guess that is what life is like for me. So far, everything that I know about what they want to test, intrinsic factor is something that you can't reverse. So if your body do have sufficient intrinsic factor and you can't absorb B12 and B12 is the problem, well then you're going to have to be on B12 shots for the rest of your life. And if B12 is the problem that causing this, we recently went from weekly B12 shots after daily to once every 2 weeks, and we're coming down to the end of the second week right now. So today's Saturday, I have the next shot Tuesday. So if you understand that week gap, we in the end stretch of that week gap that we start off now. So possibly it could be that. How hoping is that. But I can see B12 affecting my body in a way that I will drop close to 10 pounds after eating over 3,000 calories for a week. I don't know, I can't see that happening, but I don't know everything, so we go find out. The best motivation is life itself. The reality of it. I mean, I don't even know, like, and this is why I have my head like in a mess right now. I am a certified specialist in fitness nutrition, and this have me so messed up in my head right now. Like I don't know where to go from here, how to start, because one thing is getting in the amount of food on a daily basis. Your whole day you're going to have to structure around getting in food. Like I'm going to have to be eating every 2 hours. You could get 2 to 3 big meals for the day, but with the stomach problems that I have from chemo, with the ruptures to my lower intestines that we fix, I can't go that route. I have to go the route of eating every 2 hours or less every day to ensure that I could get 3,500 to 4,000 calories. We don't know, we might need more throughout the day, every day. That is one part of it. That is just the physical part of having to eat that much food. And then we're talking about the financial part of it. You know, it's the cost to eat 4,000 clean calories a day. And when I say clean, I don't mean in the sense I have good food and bad food, but I have to get food that agrees with my stomach. You know what's the cost to get food like that for 4,000 calories a day for the foreseeable future, for the rest of your life? And that is only for me. For myself, sometimes life does really give you the short end of the stick. And everybody who not dealing with the short end of the stick just has some bullshit to say like, God does give his strongest soldiers the hardest battle, and you only could do that because you're strong. Dog, I am strong because I have to do this, not the other way around. I'm not doing this because I am strong. I am strong because I have to do this no matter what. Who the going to do it for me? Nobody. Right now, nobody do even want to hear what I have to say about how I'm feeling. And to be honest with you, I don't want to say that I'm tired of fighting. I ain't tired of fighting. I could fight for the rest of my life. I'm tired of fighting with nothing to show for it. I'm tired of fighting and losing battle. I'm tired of fighting with every ounce of everything I have, doing every single thing necessary, and still losing. That is what I'm tired of. My biggest problem is trying to figure out how I'm going to afford close to 4,000 calories a day, together with all the supplements I need, together with the medication that I need. Find time to eat every 2 hours while working in a detailing center where you're always covered in grease and oil, dog shit from under people's car. I don't even know how I'm going to start to do that. Yeah, I'll see everybody next one. Later.